So January 14th through the 21st is multitude unleavened bread. And it's also true Hanukkah because Hanukkah also lasts 7 days because it represents the celebration of Sukkot. But the thing about the 7th day of Hanukkah is it always lands on the first day of the 10th month. And the texts tell us the bride Esther was taken to the king's house in the 10th month. And this year is the only time I've ever seen where the 7th day of true Hanukkah aligns perfectly with the 7th day of unleavened bread, if January is the first month that the Elohim referred to. And the 7th day of both of those this year, this month, is also the 21st of January, which is the 7th anniversary of Obama's oath of office. So the oath of office was that Obama took was mentioned in the book of Daniel as the start of the 1290-day period. We've talked about that many times before. It's linked below if you don't know about that. And 2009 was the first year of the 7-year period that we're in right now that was also mentioned in the book of Daniel. So Obama's 7th year will start this year on January 21st, which is going to be the 7th day of unleavened bread on the multitude Gentile or Gregorian calendar, and also the start of the 10th month on the ancient calendar. And in Esther 2:16, it says, the bride Esther was taken to the king's house in the 10th month in the 7th year of the king's reign. The 7th year. That is exact day that Obama's 7th year is starting. So Esther will be taken, not the queen, not Babylon, which is the religious empire, but the bride of all nations right here. Taken in the 10th month in the 7th year of the king's reign. I mean, I could not believe I did not see this before, because I could have looked last year. I don't know why I didn't, but this is far more profound than the convergence that happened last year. I can't believe I didn't see it last year. But Revelation 11 confirms that the multitude will be in the heavenly safe place for 42 months, which is 3.5 years. And it also tells us the 2 witnesses will lie unburied for 3.5 days, which can also be 3.5 years. We talk about that in the Revelation 11 video that's linked below. But the big clue in Revelation 11 is that it says in verse 10 that the people on earth will be rejoicing before that event and making merry and sending gifts to one another. So that implies that this 3.5 year period of tribulation will start after the Western holiday season. In other words, after Christmas and New Year's. And that the asteroid impact and escape of the bride will also start that 3.5 years. And that seems to be confirmed in Revelation 12, Matthew 24, and Daniel 12. We talked about that before as well. The links are below. But the other thing in Revelation 11, in verse 8, is that it says the spiritual name of the great city is Sodom and Egypt, and it's where their Lord will be destroyed. So the great city, that refers to Babylon the Great. We know that, which is the pink area right here. We've proved this in other videos that are linked below. Specifically, you can watch The Dragon, the Beast, and the Harem, or Asteroid, When and Where. But Babylon the Great sits on the beast, which Hosea 13 and Revelation 13 tell us is the Lord Yehovah and also the UN. The beast covers all 7 continents, and Babylon sits on those 7 continents and also sits on the people of the beast. So that is the people of the Lord Yehovah. That's the Abrahamic religions, Jews, Christians, and Muslims. And it seems to say this is where the bodies of the two witnesses will lie unburied after the asteroid hits, and where their Lord, the beast, will be destroyed. So this is spiritually called Egypt and Sodom. And we are told that the escape from Egypt and Sodom occurs in the first month during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right here. And what happens at that escape? It's the asteroid impact. It's the fire and brimstone. That's what it's saying here. It's the darkness, the plagues of Egypt. We've talked about all of that. It's definitely an asteroid strike, but you can check the links below. We don't have time to go into it right now, but this alignment that's happening this month, it does not happen every year. This is the first time I've seen it. And if you combine that with the constellation Virgo giving birth to YU55 on the 14th, which that's right here, it ties into Revelation 12, which talks about the sign in heaven and then the dragon standing before the woman in heaven, which is Virgo right here. It says the woman is giving birth with the moon beneath her feet, and then the dragon with that casts its tail of stars to the earth. So that it's implying the asteroid impact happens at that time. So that's just very bizarre. And that YU55 thing all ties in with these bizarre synchronicities that have been happening that happened. And most of this happened like in 2011. But anyway, so when you combine that with all of the other stuff and also the 10-year anniversary of the Deep Impact launch a few days before that, and now the Euphrates army invading the original Babylon of Rome, just this week, we talked about that before. I mean, I admit it looks very convincing, but there's also one more thing. Notice there are exactly 3 weeks from Christmas Eve until January 14th. And in Daniel 10, it says, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks, and in the 24th day of the first month, a certain man clothed in linen, his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire showed up, basically. His words like the voice of a multitude. And that sounds like the same person John describes in Revelation. But anyway, he said to Daniel, the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days, but Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me. So, and then in Daniel 12, it says Michael will stand up at the start of the 3.5-year tribulation period, and that will be the time the people will be delivered. So that's the multitude. Again, that's at the start of that 3.5 years of tribulation. So that's when Michael stands up. So it says Daniel was mourning 3 full weeks. And on the 24th day of the first month, he sees the man with eyes of a flame. And the man tells him Michael came to help after 21 days. Well, get this. Remember, the 24th day of the 9th month is the first day of Hanukkah, which this year falls on January 14th, the first month. And that new moon right here, starting the true 9th month, was also our multitude first month, as well as January 1st, because we were counting the new moons from January 1st last year. So it's both. But there are the 24th day of the first month, if you start from the new moon right here, would land also on January 14th. And that's what it says in the book of Daniel. It says that on the 24th day of the first month. And then there are also exactly 21 days from Christmas Eve to the 24th day of the multitude first month. So this day right here, January 14th, which is also the 14th day of the first month on the Gregorian calendar, it's all lining up. I mean, this is really amazing to me. So, I mean, I'm not trying to predict anything. We don't know the day or the hour it says that. I just wanted to share that with you though, because it just seems amazing to me how these things are lining up right now. And it seems like encouragement for some people and kind of like a warning for others. I mean, Matthew 5 says, if you're being persecuted right now, you should be glad because you'll be going to a safe place in heaven. Jesus says those who follow him will not walk through the darkness. In other words, they won't be on earth during the 3 years the sun is blocked out by the dust from the asteroid impact. And like in Luke 17, it says they will be taken suddenly in one night or in one day, depending on which side of the planet you're on at that time. Because it says both. It says, in that day, he which shall be on the housetop, let him not come down. And then it says right here, in that night. So it's both a day and a night. It depends on which side of the planet you're on. But anyway, and also, where will they be taken? They'll be taken where the eagles are gathered together. And remember, in Revelation 12, it says they're going to be carried by flight, by the wings of an eagle. So the eagles are going to fly them to that place. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing okay. That's pretty much it. If you want more information on anything, you're new to this, then just check the links below the video. Just click on show more below the video and it opens up tons of links to other videos that go into detail about what we've talked about. So thank you to everyone who is making this research possible. I hope you're doing okay and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.